Hey guys, welcome back to Art Mood. It's your host, Mr. Sad. I hope you are doing well today. It's a little cold where I am. Hopefully you're staying warm. Today what we're going to do is we're going to continue our lesson on self-portraits, and we're going to come close to the end. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about putting some symbols together to form our background. And I got a pretty good example I want to show you. So let's get started with that. I'm going to share my screen. I'm just going to share this one. I'm going to minimize all this stuff. And here we go. All right, close that out. Probably edit a little bit of this. There we go. Just moving my head for a second. There we go. All right, so like I said, we're going to be looking at backgrounds today, and we're going to be focusing on our symbols. So today we will quickly review symbols. We'll finish our faces and details. So hopefully if you have not done that yet, you can do that. And then we'll work on our background by adding symbols, okay? So let's try that out. Let's see what we got. So what I want to remind you is that symbols are images that mean something else. So we talked about this earlier in the year. We opened up our journals and we made symbols for words that describe us. So before you do anything, you're going to need your journal, and you're going to need to be able to find those symbols that you created, those pictures that describe who you are. And then the second thing you're going to ask yourself is, can these things go together in a picture? Would they work together? A good example of this is I had a girl who wanted to put, she likes the medical field. She likes doctors and nurses, and one day she wants to be one. And I was like, that's really cool. Yeah, you could draw yourself in a doctor's office. And then she said, but I also like playing softball. So she said, can I draw a bat with it? And I thought, well, I don't think a bat and a doctor's office go really well together. It doesn't really make sense. In fact, if I saw somebody walk up into a hospital with a bat, I'd be kind of terrified. They'd be there like, welcome, I'm here to finish the job, you know, like they would be kind of weird. So you have to ask yourselves, do your symbols work together? Do they come together and work? So down here, I've got two highlighted examples. I have some descriptors, which are those words that describe the person. And then I have some symbols that the person used changed their words into these kind of symbols. So the person was an artist. They wrote that as themselves. They wrote animal lover, and they wrote that they are smart. These are just some examples of some words that can use to describe you. Now, the symbols that they changed these were, to show that she was an artist, she's going to draw a flute. And to show that she's an animal lover, she's going to draw her pets. And then finally, she's going to draw, to show that she is smart, she's going to draw Harry Potter books. I think that each of these items can go, whoops, I already spoiled it for you, can go well together. I think that they work together as a unit. You can obviously see a flute, a dog or a pet, and a Harry Potter book all in the same picture. So my question was, would these work together? And I think obviously they did. If you look over at this woman's self-portrait, she has her example of, or her symbol of a flute, which shows that she enjoys music. You have the symbol of the Harry Potter books down here, which show that she is smart, and the symbol of her dog, which shows that she loves animals, all right? And in the background, she added a couple of things. She added some designs back there. Maybe she likes leopard print and zebra stripes and things like that. We can also see that her face is showing a lot of emotion. She's smiling. So overall, this is a really well done self-portrait, and it tells us a lot about the artist. I know, again, that this artist loves books, loves flutes, loves playing music, and loves her dog. So that's what I want you to do with yours. So today what I want you to do is I really want you to focus on making those symbols and trying to put them together to make a finished piece in the background. And you just have to draw these things today. And today should be, hopefully if you've been following along, should be the last day for us to draw and wrap up your self-portrait. So take some time today, work on your face, work on the other background pieces, and then try to get to a good closing point. In a second, I will try to add a video to show me throwing together some background ideas, just in case you need some help with that. All right, so I'm going to switch to that real quick, and then I'll meet you back here when we are done. Alrighty guys, welcome back to this video. Right now I'm going to show you how I would put together three kind kind of three descriptors or three symbols and turn it into a background. So what I did was I have a character that I've named Jimbo, and on my little piece of paper here for Jimbo, I wrote the three descriptors that would describe him. Now on my screen, it looks like these words are backwards. Hopefully they will be the right way whenever I record this. But for those of you who can't read it, it says that Jimbo is a smart guy, an artistic guy, and a gamer guy. So I kept thinking, like, what are some symbols that would represent those things? Well, of course, if you're a smart kid, I think I see papers and then the A+ symbol on all of them. That means he did a perfect job. He studied really, really hard and well. If you're artistic, I think of drawings and paintings. And then finally, if you're a gamer, I think of headsets and game characters. And if that's the case, I would have to make sure that I can somehow fit these symbols together in a picture. So one thing I might ask myself is, where would all of these things come together? Would there be a place where I could see papers, drawings, and game characters all the same place? And the place that I thought of would be in Jimbo's bedroom, okay? So that's going to be the basis of the background and where we are going to be. If you're going to draw a background like this, you have to find a place, like where is it going to be? So I'm going to start drawing this and kind of see how it all comes together. So up here, I've got the name Jimbo, just to remind myself, like, that's who our guy is. And if you're gonna do a background, you want to start by drawing a line about midway through the page, and just remind yourself that this part down here is going to be on the floor and things that are gonna be closer to you. And then the background, these are things that might be on the wall or things that are further from you. So looking back at my symbols, I look at gamer and I think of game characters. And when I think of game characters, I think of a nice TV that has got all of my game characters on there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw like a little dresser over here, or a little, what are they called? I guess a dresser, whatever. I'll figure it out later. Some shelves, things like that, just to hold all the Jimbo's clothes and things like that. But not only that, maybe this is a nice place for his TV, where he can play games like Super Smash Bros. So if that's the case, I'm gonna draw a little TV back here with the video games that I'm gonna be playing. And I'm just gonna use the Smash symbol just to show these characters. Doesn't really matter. Do some numbers, 20, 30, 100, and then 10. And then background, I'm gonna draw a little arena. So it's just a very simple design. Now, the thing about the characters in the background is you don't have to draw them super detailed. In fact, these details on the background shouldn't be as good as the details on your face, right? So all I've got on here is just a couple of characters. They're fighting each other, you know, just like they do in the video game. And then maybe to remind also to show again that I'm playing a game that people recognize, maybe I do something like the Mario's hat over here, like he just got blown off the stage or something. So that would be something that I would do. So I got my games over here. Again, this is just to show that I like games, or that Jimbo likes games, right? You can do little switch controllers over here, you know, the whole 9 yards. But remember, this is just a symbol in a background. Now, the next thing I said was that Jimbo was smart. So we need a place that he would be working on some of his school stuff. So I'm thinking like maybe we put like a little table sitting down in front of him right here. And that this table has got things like his books. Maybe he's studying something from this book. We can even say that this is a math book, you know, put some stuff on it. There's some pages there. And then underneath that math book are a bunch of A+ papers, right? Bunch of A+ papers. And again, that's just going to show that this kid studies a lot and he works really hard. You can throw his pens and his pencils right next to it. But again, remember, this is a symbol to let us know who Jimbo is. So we got games, we've got this. We can even do things like throwing a bed in the background, you know. Jimbo probably sleeps on a nice bed. It's where he gets his rest after playing video games and studying all day. Doesn't have to be a perfect bed. Just have to know that that's like his bed over here. It's over here. But I think around Jimbo's room, he might have like a window. And as an artist, I don't know about you guys, but as an artist, I like to display a lot of my artwork at home also. So maybe Jimbo has got places like photos and picture frames with all of his drawings on it. So whatever those drawings may be. So I got a little picture right there. Maybe there's some hanging on the wall, some with like monsters on it. Just kind of depends on what Jimbo's interested in. Maybe he even has video game characters or things from video games that he recognizes. You get the idea. Awesome. So this is just an example of showing all the Simbas that Jimbo enjoys, or all the things about Jimbo based in his room. Again, what I can tell from this room, if I walked into Jimbo's room, I can tell from down here, he's a smart guy. I can tell that he likes video games, and I can also tell that he likes to draw. There are plenty of other things I can add to this room, but this really hits on just those 3 words that we picked for Jimbo. And hopefully, like I said, the goal of this project was to show off you and what you look like, show off your emotions, and then some of the things that you enjoy or speak about you. So take this as a little bit of inspiration for your background. You don't have to do this. You can do the other method with the bubble in the background like we did for the high schooler who did the other one. But just like I said, I want you to pick words that describe you, make those symbols, and then start putting those symbols in the background. So I'm gonna switch back to the other video and then we'll wrap it up from there, okay? Alrighty guys, welcome back. Hopefully you got to learn something again from my examples that I showed you. Hopefully you got a lot out of today's lesson, learning about backgrounds and how we can add our symbols to make a full background, okay? Or make a scene. So I think that's it for today. Again, we only have one more week where we're working on self-portraits. So hopefully these are starting to look the way that you want them to. But always remember, you're only one idea away from being in an art mood. It's good to see you guys, and I will see you next time. Take it easy.